Hi, the topic for today's reading is what compliment do you need to believe about yourself? So let's look at the cards and understand what is that one compliment that when you receive it, you don't actually believe it about yourself. So this is talking about that you've done a lot of healing on yourself, and there are aspects of personality that you've really worked on. But when it comes to somebody giving you a compliment related to your personality, could be your confidence or could be the way that you carry yourself, it's very hard for you to accept that compliment. Now, there could be several reasons why you're not able to accept compliments. One could be that you've had very critical caregivers, and when we have a critical parent, could be a father or a mother, then it's very difficult for the child to receive compliments because they were never really fully appreciated for the things that they did. On the contrary, they were criticized. So, naturally, if you've had such an upbringing where your initial caregivers criticized you instead of building up your confidence, then you would have trouble accepting compliments because it seems that you have a belief that people don't enjoy your company. But that's not true because people do enjoy your company. It's just that the way that you have become, you seem to be a very honest person and your personality is very straightforward. And whenever people come in contact with you, they sense that you are a very genuine person. And when people are genuine and when they are in contact with others, then people come face to face with their own inner self. So they will have to face their inner self when they're in contact with you. And sometimes that creates friction because people don't want to face who they really are. And if you have worked on yourself and if you know who you really are, and if you come in contact with somebody who does not want to accept certain things about themselves, then that is going to create an inner conflict within them. Once that happens, it's difficult for others to be around you because every time they're around you and they're having a conversation with you, and even if you're not talking, because it seems that you've become very conscious of the things that you say in social circles because it's triggering the other person. And it could be a group of people also. So people distance themselves because honestly, people, I mean, it's so subjective how people are and what their upbringing was and how do they behave in social circles. Everyone's personality is so different. But in general, if you're an empath, if you feel emotions quickly, if you can sense energy, if you're sensitive to energy, if you've had a difficult upbringing where one or both of your parents were critical, if you've had authority figures who bullied you, if you really had to struggle your way to voice yourself, to speak up for yourself, or to present your point of view in the right manner, then naturally receiving compliments does not come naturally to you. So when people give you compliments, the first thought would be, are they being genuine? Is this a truthful compliment or is it a comment? But because you're so intuitive, you can understand whether this is a genuine compliment or this is just a comment. Once you differentiate, if you feel that this is a genuine compliment, you could just say thank you and really feel it and appreciate the other person. If you feel it's not a genuine compliment and it's a comment, then you can just let it go because with empaths, we don't really argue with other people or we don't think about giving them a fitting reply. All of those things don't really matter to us because there's just, a bigger life with a bigger purpose that we are interested in living and not, having a conversation with people who are too shallow. So it seems that this is the fear that is holding you back about yourself, that people don't enjoy your company. That's not true at all. In fact, people really enjoy your company because they, whenever they're around you, they're able to pick up on aspects of themselves that were hidden. And it's a wonderful journey that being around you can process in other people. They may not pick up on this insight immediately. It may take some time for people to process that. But once they do that, they would really appreciate the kind of person that you are and the amount of self work that you have done on yourself to be able to bring out these qualities in other people. So I would really like to know the kind of compliment that is very, very difficult for you to accept. In fact, you don't have to tell me or share it with anyone, but just think about the compliment that somebody gave you, but it was so difficult for you to accept it that you were shocked and you were just taken aback and you sat with that compliment for some time and thought that, was it really a compliment? But give it some thought, because if somebody has said something to you and if it has felt genuine in your soul, then maybe your soul does have that imprint. Maybe you have worked on yourself to the point where you have become worthy of that compliment. So that was about it for this reading, and I'm going to see you in the next one.